What's up, guys? I am today reviewing a killer bag from Greenroom 136. It's the Rainmaker backpack. Now, I've got this thing like cinched down. There's actually 3 separate compartments on this bag. It's got a very simple, sort of honest look to it, and there's a lot of pockets and features I want to tell you about. But first, let me give you the gist on this bag. So first and foremost, I wanna say that the materials they're using, I mean, they seem like basic, like run-of-the-mill stuff that you've seen before, but it feels really nice. I don't know what it is about this Corduroy they're using or the lining that they have on the inside of the bag or whatever. This somehow feels, you know what, it almost feels like it's in the direction of waxed canvas. It has a dense feel to the material. Maybe it's just the way that the stuff is stitched together, the way that the bag is designed. It just happens to feel like no panel is too big and floppy. No panel is too small and stiff. It just all feels like it feels good. The way that the straps have the mesh on the inside, mesh on the backpack, and then just like a really thick, rigid thing. I'll tell you more about these straps in a second. The way that they're attached to the bag, the stitching, the webbing handle on the top, all of the little features, and not features, but materials on this sucker just feel very comfortable. Did I say comfortable? I mean, they're comfortable too, but they feel quality. They feel like, again, I keep saying honest materials when I talk about some of these bags. There's no bullshit here. It's just a fucking dope bag. Did I say a dope bag? I meant dope materials. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the materials. Are we tracking? So point 1 I'm trying to make here is the materials feel just like, they feel beyond, like they feel better than they should. It's a really quality feeling to the materials. And I've told you guys lots of this before, is when you upgrade your daily carry to a bag that just feels good tactilely. Obviously it needs to work well, it needs to have enough organization, all this other stuff. But if you also get that bonus of like your fingertips just go like, yes, thank you. This was considered. This was thoughtfully crafted. That's a massive upgrade on your life because you interact with this bag. How many times a day you interact with your daily carry bag? How many times? Even if you just, from the commute, from your work to the office, you get there, you pull your stuff out and then you're there, and then from the work commute back home. Even then, you're gonna do that every day, twice a day. Every day of your miserable, terrible life working for that fucked up company. Give yourself a little bit of joy sometimes. I can't, I mean, obviously these things cost money, but I can't speak highly enough of finding a bag you really like, and you're like, your fingers go like, yes, thank you. Because it upgrades your life, all right? So point number 1 is the materials here are dope. Point number 2 is I'm gonna go with the comfort. Let's talk about the comfort. This thing is extremely comfortable. I think I have some ideas on why, but I was very surprised the moment I put it on. By the way, I'm 5'10". Here's what the bag looks like when you're just kind of like chilling, just looking like a regular ass Portlander who just can't decide if it's spring or winter or summer or fall. These straps are really comfortable. You remember when I did the Mission Workshop's Rhake bag? The Rhake bag from Mission Workshop. These straps were so comfortable when I used them, right? I was blown away, like, how is this so comfortable? It also has a little channel down the back. The padding on the back just felt, it shouldn't feel as, like shouldn't have felt like, wow, this is an upgrade, but it really did. This is the same exact kind of strap. It feels exactly the same, if not a tiny bit thicker. I'm surprised, number 1, that it feels so comfortable, and number 2, that I liked that so much. Normally, I don't carry very much with me, right? It's not a very heavy thing when I daily carry, and yet the comfort factor really does improve the experience of your life just walking around. So it's a very comfortable bag. That's point number 2. Point number 3 is there's a lot of organization in this bag. I've got this thing cinched down and strapped down here, which I'll talk about in a second, but there's a big panel on the front with some organization. There's a second panel down the middle with more organization, and then there's a third panel in the back, which actually opens full clamshell for more organization. Okay, give you a little sense of this. Again, I am gonna walk you through every nook and cranny of this bag. Just let me get through this gist first. So here's like, for instance, like a laptop thing. You've got your laptop place right here. You've also got a place we'll talk about what this is for later. You've also got some organization in here. Similar stuff, very simple in terms of its organization, but there's a whole other panel in here that has a similar vibe, and then a separate panel on the front. All of these compartments are large. None of them are like small. If there's like one thing to improve on this bag, it would be maybe having like us like cutting this in half or something like that. I wouldn't do it. I don't think I'd do it. But sometimes it's great to have like a medium-sized pocket on a bag. This, on the other hand, just is one big, and it has dimension. Again, it has dimension. I'm just so thankful for that, because your stuff isn't like just sucked up against the bag, and so it's able to sort of, it might look a little floppy potentially depending on what you have in there, or if you don't have anything in there. But ultimately, I think when it's zippered up and then compressed down, it still looks pretty good. Okay, so this like compressed down, I just think it looks like an honest, nice like looking bag. It's honest, nice. A nice little boy. Okay, so lots of organization in this bag. I'm gonna walk you through all those pockets here in a moment, but the final point is this. You can completely totally cinch this bag down with these compression straps, or you can expand the schnitzel out of it, and you can actually have a lot of room in this bag. Now, this bag comes in two sizes. I don't know if I got the large or the medium. I think I've got the large just based on the measurements that I've done. So the large bag is where I would totally go. I mean, I think this is not too big. I mean, I was worried with the idea of I was like, for sure this is the medium bag, but then it is like 12 plus inches wide, and that's what they have on the thing. So I'm like, I guess this is a large. In the comments or in the description below, I'll answer for sure when I hear back from the company if it's large or not. In the meantime, you should know that this has got a ton of space for expanding. I normally don't carry very much with me on a daily carry. I carry just like a little bit, but look at this, like this one pocket right here is as much organization and space as I've carried in my daily carries before. Like this one panel right here is the Air Fit Pack, or the Air Day Pack from the Work collection. This one panel right here is the Brown Buffalo Conceal in terms of the amount of organization and the size. And so, like, if I've got my computer and some technology in the back and some organized technology up on the front, guess what this middle thing can be used for? This whole space, which is about, I mean, it's about the width of my entire hand. Right? We're looking at like probably that is at least 3.5, maybe 4 inches, maybe 3 to 4 inches of space. That can all be travel stuff, right? So this could be a dope, tight, minimal travel bag that ends up being completely usable as your daily carry when you get to your destination. Now, I have not traveled minimally with this bag yet. I've just used it as a daily carry, but that's exciting because this would be a very fun travel bag to use because it's comfortable, because it has enough space, because it's compressible down to a good daily carry bag, because it's made from great materials. It's a great bag when you're on the run and you're like out in Madrid, just looking at the sights, checking it out, you know, like, what are we gonna do? Well, let's get some water bottles and let's get some cheese and let's go for a walk in the park. And I'm like, oh, look at that, there's some dried fruits. Let's get some. You can fit it all in here, you know? And then I guess the final point I need to make is this bag is handmade in Malaysia, where the founders, I believe, moved to. I think there's more than one, might just be one, and moved out there to be making bags and stuff. I think that's just more to the story, I'm sure. But that means this bag is like, this bag at the time of making this video, their prices on their website are in like Malaysian ripstops or whatever their currency is, and ring-a-dings. I don't know what they are, but this ends up being like $130 for the bag, or $150 or something like that. Like really affordable. Yeah, I know there's a lot of cheaper bags out there, but dude, for a handmade, dope, quality bag that's gonna last you like an honest to God a very long time, this thing is so much cheaper than anything you can find at Walmart or Sam's Club or Costco, because it's just gonna last so much longer. Now, whether or not you want a bag that looks like this for 50 years, I don't know. But I love the materials. I love the way it's designed. I love all the organization and pockets. I love the fact that it compresses and expands and has enough space in it. So to me, I'm actually like, I've been very surprised. I didn't think I'd like this bag. I saw on the website, someone mentioned in the comments here, like, hey, you should check out Greenroom 136. So I reached out to them. They're like, yeah, cool, we'll send you a bag. And I'm looking at their bags. I'm like, these all kind of look on the website sight, that was kind of looked like not my style. But then when they send this out, I'm just like, dude, this is dope. By the way, they also sent this sling a little while ago, and this also has that same feel. There's something about I don't know if it's like a different category or quality of the Corduroy they're using, or the liner or what, but it's just like, it feels so good. I'm not a sling guy. For all you sling guys, check out their sling. All right, let's get into this sucker. All right, everybody get your gloves on and goggles. We're going in. Okay, so first of all, let's check out the outside of the bag. One little spot of improvement for me is this handle. It's a big, wide handle, and it doesn't have very much space to like get into. I would love for this to be somewhat similar, not at all like just like, but feel a little bit like these straps. I feel like these are like sort of the functional aesthetic sort of design moment or look of this bag, because you know, straps can really define the look of a bag. Also, I just want it to feel somewhat like a little bit more than just a flat webbing thing. So if they sewed up the edges of both of these things so it came into like a little more of a grippable thing, and if there was slightly longer so I could just easier to get in there, I think that would be dope. They do have this little like cute little thing you can kind of hang the bag from, which is honestly probably pretty dang strong, but it does feel small. Part of me feels like, I don't know if I would need that if this was a little bit better. But what's good about this is you can hang the bag and vertically, I don't know. Yeah, you can hang it. It's like, I'm not complaining about that thing. I am complaining about the strap. I want it to be tactilely a little bit better. And visually too, because it's just like kind of flat and sort of across the top. Okay, on the back of the bag, like I've mentioned, we've got these dope straps. The straps have a sternum strap that you can remove. You can move it up, you can move it down. When it came, it was actually up here, and it was like, oh, hey, how are you doing? So I had to move it down, and there's a lot of moving pieces to move this thing down. Like, it's like a lot of work, but once it's in, it's locked in. You're not moving that shit. You got a little D-ring that comes down from here, and there's some other places you can kind of clip accessories to. It's a very accessorizable bag. There's some molly strapping on the inside. You could put a pouch on, stuff like that. Padding on the back is just you know, just standard, right? There's no like air channel or whatever. The whole thing's just mesh. I haven't noticed anything that I dislike about it. It has been winter here in Portland as I'm using it, or like spring, beginning of spring. So I'm normally wearing a sweater or a jacket. I don't really notice the sweat much at all though. Bottom of the bag, nothing fancy, nothing special. You can see that the very back compartment, the laptop compartment, zips all the way down and folds completely flat like I've shown you already for the TSA, so that you can lay it down for the TSA, and then they can ask you, sir, would you please remove your laptop from the thing? I don't know if I think bag companies are starting to get hip to the fact that TSA are just like, sorry, your bag, I don't care what kind of bag you have. Like, the computer goes by itself in a fucking tray. But for a while there was a big feature on bags that you could lay it flat and like, oh man, you just whiz through security. Anyways, nothing fancy. On the bottom of the bag, there is padding inside of this, thin, kind of nice rigid padding that's in there, probably 1/4 of an inch of it. It goes all the way down to the bottom of this sucker. Then on the sides, you got your compression straps, which you can obviously like clip in clip in things to, put a carabiner on, stuff like that, some straps to hang things from. Now, front of the bag, big old pocket, big old freaking pocket. Okay, it has dimension in it, so whatever you put in here isn't going to be necessarily squashed against the front of the bag, and it's a generous dimension. I think this was really well designed by them. I think this is something that actually makes it unique. Like, look at the way that it just kind of like sticks out. It's not like leaning on anything. It's just got enough space. I mean, it's like a solid, I'd say a solid like 2 inches or so of dimension, which is it's just generous, and it doesn't look bad. I'm glad it's there. You could easily throw bigger headphones or whatever into here without it like smushing down. When you compress the bag like crazy, it doesn't pull this pocket and flatten everything against it. I like that. I think that was very well designed. Okay, and then inside of here, you've got, you know, space that goes all the way down to the bottom. I got my journal in there. I got a pair of headphones that I'm testing out from Campfire Audio in Portland. Like, holy crap, these are dope. Then there's just some simple paneled organization, right? I've got my laptop charger that fits right in one of these things easily, effortlessly. Thank you, Greenroom 136. Right in, look, I mean, I could just like plop it right in there. It's not hard to get out. It's not hard to get in. Ugh. Thank you. Then I've got my my glasses just thrown into another perfectly sized thing for my particular glasses case. There's also a little one out here you can use for pens. I put my pens in the back of the bag. Okay, so that's the front panel there. We can open up our compression straps now, and I will show you the other panel. One thing you should note, as I've been using this, I keep those compression straps closed because I just haven't really needed to be packing it full of stuff. And then I keep the zippers just at the top of the bag, so I can always zip in, reach in, grab my water bottle, pull that out. You know what I mean? This kind of setup, same thing with the laptop. I can just reach in, grab my laptop. I don't have to undo these straps. I don't have to zip all the way down to get what I need out of these panels. But opening it wide open, you'll see on the top of the bag, one pocket made out of mesh, another pocket made out of mesh underneath it. This is where they have those medium-sized pockets built into the bag, which is great, but they are flat. They're made out of mesh, so it'll go around whatever you put in there. I've thrown in my always need you, never want to see you. This is just a panel organizer full of dongles and Rodney gear. You know Rodney loves his dongles. And I've got cords, I've got, you know, dental floss and chapstick and things like that, earplugs. My always need you, everything I might need occasionally to connect my computer to an HDMI source, but I never need to see you. I don't want you in my way. I don't want to move you around as I'm trying to get to my headphones or pen or laptop or something that I need all the time. Always need you, never want to see you is perfect for that bottom mesh pocket up against the front of the bag. Okay, and I don't have anything in this bigger pocket. All I have in the main compartment here is my water bottle. I just threw that in. Look at, I mean, this has so much room to do anything at once. Just to give you a sense of like this water bottle all the way across, plus a little more space, and then all the way up to here. Right? So tons of room in this compartment right here. This is easily something I could travel with, like easily enough space for me to throw all my clothes. If I'm not bringing my extra podcast gear or other stuff like that, I could easily travel with this as my one bag travel bag. You also have this, I mean, look at this. Would you look at that? What do you think you'd use this for? What could be put in there? How about your papers, your business papers, man? Then some MOLLE strapping padding up here at the top. You can just throw pens in there if you want, or you can actually attach separate like pouches. A pouch across the top right up here would be pretty great. Like if there's a good patch, I'm emailing all of these manufacturers trying to get them to send me every MOLLE attachment they have so I could do a big video of just like, here's all the different MOLLE attachments, here's the different sizes, here's where you can use them and stuff like that. Because if you had one that was like perfect size for right here, that would be dope. Okay, so that's our middle compartment. You see how much space right here? Do you see the sort of like, and that goes all the way up the bag. Look at that, it's just all the way up the bag. Or you cinch that sucker down and it doesn't end up looking or feeling too big when you carry it. Okay, now the final pocket here is the laptop pocket in the back, which has more than just the laptop. You've got this dope corduroy. It's got a Velcro thing up at the top here. It's corduroy lined, which is nice. I throw my laptop right in there. Fits perfectly. There's definitely space. Dude, there is so much space. I mean, you can see my laptop doesn't actually go even to the top of this thing. So, I mean, this is a 15-inch MacBook Pro. You can also see that it's pulled up off the bottom of the bag just a little, just a hair. Not the best protection on the bottom of the bag that I've ever seen, but I'm also not worried about it. This corduroy and the padding inside of this lining is really, really thick. Okay, so I think, you know, you've got a lot of wiggle room there. If you have a bigger laptop, you probably, I mean, look into the specs and stuff, but this is very fittable for a bigger than a MacBook 15. And then on this side here, I've got another great pouch for your papers, your business papers, man. Or my iPad Pro, my big old fat massive iPad Pro, which I only got because they didn't come out with the smaller one yet. I wish I could. Anybody you want to trade for an iPad Pro for the smaller iPad Pro, let me know. This is a great little panel for your papers, business papers, man. And then some more stuff up here for your organization. Now, just one final note about this bag is you'll see the zippers are all fine. By the way, let me just double check. Yeah, we're using YKK zips. And it's got this big generous flap that can go right over there, right? Well, obviously, this is for your weather resistance. And they have that over every zipper, including this front one here. You can see it makes for a little bit of like sometimes you got to get your finger in there. I mean, half the time I try to like just keep it open like this, just because there's not been like rain as I've been using it, because that makes it really easy to get the zips in and around. But if the weather picks up, I can just flip it back over, make sure that my zips are protected like that from the weather. Okay, so this is the Greenroom 136 Rainmaker bag for making it rain. But what other bags should you look at to compare this to? I've got a couple options. First of all, check out the Bihn Synapse 25. Any of you who've been around this channel won't be surprised to hear me recommend this one. It has got tons of pockets. It's made from the dopest, like just so handmade, and so not just handmade, but I mean such long-lasting materials. And then it's got tons of capacity, way more than you'd think. So check out my review on the Bihn Synapse 25. Also, you gotta talk about the GoRuck GR1, another thing that's made from, this is like bulletproof material, laptop compartment, really, really dope, like old school, like a military spec aesthetic type of thing. Definitely check out my GoRuck GR1 review. This comes in 2 sizes. This is the 26. I recommend the 21 for daily carry. The 26 is bigger, getting into more of this size. This thing kind of does both, and it's got really good material as well. This thing is just sort of like an heirloom though. This goes to the grandkids. And then finally, the Wandrd Prvke or Provoke pack. Now, this is a roll top bag, so it expands out to fit a bunch of stuff, similar to the way that this expands, or different than how it does, but like you could fit the same amount of stuff. This comes in 2 sizes, the 21 and the 31. The 31 looks really big on my body. If you're a bigger person, it would probably be fine and you'd be able to fit so much more stuff. But good thing about this one is it has tons of tech organization, little secret pockets, quick access pockets, and stuff like that, which makes me remember there is a secret quick access pocket on this bag that I hid the zipper to see how hidey I could get it, and I hid it so well that I myself forgot it. Look at that cute little zippered pocket right in here. What do I put in there? Headphones. Throw my headphones right in there. They're right there, okay? It goes, let me show you. It goes back, like, it's like basically the passport size. It goes back far. Like, you can easily fit your things in, like, passport lengthwise. That way would fit perfect. Great little security thing. And then the zipper kind of hangs out if you push it in, it's gone. Okay, so those are some bags to check out. Check out the Greenroom 136. Love those guys. You guys, if you purchase that bag or any of the bags, please do me a huge favor and purchase through the link in my description on YouTube or at bagworks.co. This is what I'm doing sort of full-time for a living right now, and I'm supporting my family doing it. And all of that is because you guys are clicking the links when you do some research and you find this honest, sort of long, in-depth take, a suitable way of learning about what you're purchasing. You know, my big thing is I don't want you to have that buyer's remorse when you buy something. All these bag companies, you go on their website, it's like these shitty pictures that are like, you still don't get a feel for the bag. So I started doing these videos where it's like, let's show every pocket. Let's talk about what it feels like. Let me tell you what this bag's actually like. So if this has been helpful for you, please use those links in the description. And as always, you can check out bagworks.co, which is my website for compiling all of my current recommendations. Go to bagworks.co and get on the email list there because you can be entered to win free bags. I don't know if you can see, but see that wall right there? That's a wall of bags. That big black mass over there is literally like 50 frickin' bags. And I'm gonna be doing giveaways on the site over there. So go to bagworks.co and get on the list. Besides, you're never ever gonna get spammed from that. That's just not how I'm going to make a relationship with you last over the long haul. I have been Chase Reeves. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and that kind of stuff, but I'm a dad. You should know that. Like, I'm mostly a dad. Like, there, I'm a dad, and I get weird about, like, you know, meditation and consciousness and stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to this channel because I make this stuff all the time. Talk to you later. Bye, 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 bye. Bagworks.co. JaceReeves.net. Those are the websites.
I guess those are the websites.
Yeah, I
he's
guess
wanting us to, I guess, go check out what he's up to or something like that. Yeah, looks nice.